Okay, so hello everyone, welcome back to my channel. If this is your first time, I give you the warmest and biggest welcome out there. My name is DonieGarcon and I am the creator of Ancestors Love. So in today's video, I will not be doing a pick a card. I will not be talking about anything spiritual. Actually, no, that's cap. It still has something to do with spirituality, of course. Like, I guess it all ties in. But I will be talking about my very real experience going back home in Haiti and after like 13 years. So I'll be like speaking a little bit of Creole here and there. Of course, like I'll translate it myself. So yeah, pretty much this is just about like my experience out there when I went out there in Haiti, like back in August. Yeah, back in August. And yeah, so I hope you like it. Please like, share, comment, and subscribe. You all know that all these little things helps the YouTube algorithm for people to go ahead and find that girl. Like, there's a girl jogging by and all I see is her hair just bouncing. Like, ooh. I remember when my hair used to be out like that. My hair, okay, like my hair's lost up now. That's not the point. Like I was saying though, please like, share, comment, and subscribe. And so, yeah, this is pretty much a story time. The time that I went out there in Haiti. This one's gonna be wild. Hopefully I can keep it short, cute, and sweet. Let's get to it. So, I had to move back home with my family because I did not have any money to be living on my own anymore. So, you know, a bitch wasn't trying to be homeless, so of course I had to go back home. And like, I'm gonna let y'all know this right now. I literally waited till the last fucking minute to get my shit packed up so that way I could go back home because I had been stolen on going back home. I really didn't want to. I didn't want to give up my freedom. I didn't want to give up like, you know, like all the shit that I had built and whatnot. And for me, it just felt like such a huge loss. It felt like a failure because, you know, I had moved up here to Tampa with a goal, with a vision, and like that shit did not turn out how I wanted to. Like the whole 2020 didn't turn out how it was supposed to. But I mean, cap, the whole 2020 didn't turn out how I would have wanted it to turn out. I'm not gonna say it didn't turn out how it's supposed to because everything happens as it should. So I went back home. My mother comes into the room and my mom was like, yo, gonna maladwi, it be grave. So pretty much she said my grandmother's sick and it's like grave, like it's really bad. So I was like, oh damn, like, you know, the last time I had seen my grandmother I was 4 years old, and at the time I was 20. Today's my birthday. I'm 21, y'all. Okay. Yeah, so I was like, yo, I would really regret it if my grandmother were to pass on and I never really got a chance to meet her as an adult, so that way I could actually get to know her for who she is and get to know who my grandmother really is and not just the mother of my father, you know what I'm saying? So I was like, I would really like it, you know, if we could go. My mom was like, yeah, we can go ahead and do that. We did not have, my mother and I did not have our passports because the only passport we hadn't used in years. Like, we used that passport once, and that was to, well, I used my passport once, and that was to get from Haiti to America, and here I am today. So it's been like 13 years. I moved to America when I was like 7 years old. I saw my grandma when I was 4. So I hadn't seen my grandmother in 16 years. I didn't remember like a thing about her. So I was like, all right, bet. My mom arranges for us to go ahead and go to DC and get us a passport, and we were able to get a passport in like a day. It doesn't work that fast for everybody, y'all. Like, and I don't really know how the whole process of getting a passport works. That's just what happened for me. So we go out there in DC, we get the passports. It's cool. We come back. And we got our passports. We went to get our passports like Saturday, or was it? I don't remember. No, it wasn't a weekend. It wasn't during the week. We went to get our passports, and then we come back. I think Friday night. Saturday we get our passports, and literally my mom is looking for tickets to go to Haiti for like tomorrow, the next day, Sunday. I was like, okay. In my head, I'm just like, I don't understand. Like, my mom has never in her life, you know, planned a trip like this, you know, where she tries to do everything all in one go. Like, I'm talking about this lady was packing my bag, just putting shit in my bag, just like, I'm like, why are you packing so much? I'm only gonna be out there for like a week, or so I thought. So I'm just like, I'm only gonna be out there for a week. Like, I don't understand why I need so much clothes. Like, I don't understand why I need such a big suitcase. Like, I don't. But my intuition was low-key telling me, yo, like, I feel like my mom is gonna leave me out there in Haiti. And I'm out here texting my friend the same thing, and I'm like, yo, friend, I think my mom is gonna leave me out there in Haiti. And friend was like, well, I hope not. And I was like, I hope not too, but shit, I'm still finna I'm still finna get the fuck on. I'm still gonna go. Like, it's Haiti. I haven't been home in 13 years, y'all. Like, damn, it's long overdue. I ain't seen my grandmother in 16 years. So, August 16, my mom and I would take a Lyft, a Uber. We go ahead and we go to the airport. Go to the airport, she dropped me off. We say our goodbyes, I love yous. I get on the plane. I'm sitting on the plane, like, I'm like, whoa, look at all this water below me. Like, damn, look at how bright it looks in the airplane. And then I'm just like, oh no, not just that. Look at all the little islands I'm seeing. I'm just thinking to myself, like, if the plane were to, like, dive right now, could we make it? Like, I feel like at airplanes, you just have all these thoughts going through your head. And I'm just like, and if I was to be stranded in the middle of the ocean, can I swim to the closest island? Will I make it? Like, I'm just thinking about all these things going through my mind. We finally make it through Haiti's, like, airline. It's very cloudy. We're experiencing turbulence. You already know Haitians are dramatic as fuck. We're experiencing this turbulence. The airplane shakes. All you hear is shitty, 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 whoosh, something new, something new. And in my head, I mean, I'm not as dramatic, but I'm feeling it too. Yo, how it feels when the plane is like having turbulence. You're like 3,000 feet up in the air. It's like the feeling that you get when you're inside an elevator and the elevator reaches the floor and it does that jerkish shit where your stomach ends up at your feet and then comes back up. So, like, that's pretty much the whole turbulence experience. And I'm just like, all right, I'm just praying to God. I'm like, God, please land this plane. Literally, it's all in your hands now. All in your invisible hands that we cannot see. I'm not saying this to disprove God. I'm just trying to be funny. All right, moving on. We land safely. Thank God. I'm still here. And I'm at the airport. Now, I don't know what it's like in any other country, but in Haiti, at the airport, them people are some finesses. Like, they were literally trying to get you to tip them for anything and everything. This man, I couldn't find my suitcase. Okay, it's because they apparently searched my suitcase to make sure I didn't have, like, contrabands and I'm not traveling with anything. He helps me find my suitcase, and he's like, you know, can I get a tip? And that ass, these people will not move until you give them some type of money. And so, and if I didn't, I don't know what the hell would have happened. Honestly, I ain't been home in a minute. I'm practically a tourist. Sad, but it's the truth. I'm practically a tourist. I got colored hair, like, I look like a tourist. I look like a fucking tourist. But yeah, they will literally try to finesse you out of your coins. Like, you ask for help, they will ask for you to tip them at the end of that little service that they just did for you. Moving on. My uncle comes to get me at the airport. Okay, we talk. We're like, oh my goodness, you got so big, you look different. And my uncle and I sit down, we have conversations. He asks about my nose piercing. He asks about, you know, like, why I got there, what's the symbolism behind it, and all these, that, and the third. You know, like, he's just like, you know, well, shit, it's your body. You can do what you want to do. And once in my couleur, by when you just get there, like, color and taste is not something that people argue or discuss because it's just, it's opinions. You're never going to get anywhere. Whatever. I stay at my uncle's place. I arrived August 16th. August 17th, I'm pretty much in the house alone by myself. I don't like that. My uncle has like a pretty like big, nicely sized house, and I'm just home alone because him and his wife are at work, and it's just me. I'm bored. There's no Wi-Fi. Cool, whatever. Come August 18th, my mother and I had discussed about going to see this doctor that had helped her 25 years ago when she was going through her mental state of depression. Now, before I went, when I had gone home, I was under immense amount of stress over finances and about what I'm going to do next with my life, about whether I'm heading in the right direction, about what I should do next, about whether going home was the right thing for me, about whether God was going to go ahead and just make a miracle happen and suddenly I'm going to have a place to live. Like, all these, I was under so much stress, and a lot of them were, I do have to say, a lot of them were my mind, letting my mind control me instead of me controlling my mind. So I go home, I'm very much in a crappy mood. My head isn't all the way there. Like, it's just, I'm in a very dark mood and dark place. But I do understand that sometimes I have my moments where it's more than just your regular, like you're being negative type shit. And so, like, I had discussed it with my mom because I really wanted to seek some professional help for once. Like, I've been my therapist for 21 years now, and, like, I'm getting sick and tired of the fucking job. Like, and I don't mean, like, I'm gonna stop being there for myself. It's just, I wanted to seek professional help. And she had considered it. She had suggested it. And I'm like, okay, yeah, that's great. And plus, it's out in Haiti, like, it's gonna be cheaper than here in America. Cool. My uncle takes me to the hospital. We get there, he signs the paperwork, and he says, all right, Donnie, I'm gonna go ahead and I'm gonna see you later. I'll come get you. I was like, bet. I'll see you later. Come get me. I'm sitting there. The people tell me you can go in the back. There's the office. Like, let me try to paint a picture. You come inside. There's the waiting area, and then there's another room, and that's where you sit down with the nurse, and you can fill out the paperwork to admit a patient in. I didn't know that I was getting admitted into a hospital. I didn't know I was really under the impression I'm going to see this doctor, I'm going to speak to the doctor, then I'm going to go ahead and take my ass on home. Pray to God they safe out there. That noise I just heard. I go ahead. They tell me you can go in the back because after you pass the nurse's office, right here, this is the waiting area, a little door, the nurse office, where you can sign the paperwork, and then on the side of the nurse is another door that leads to the inside. And they say you can go in the back and sleep. Now there's a room, and they're like, yeah, you can go inside there and you can lay down and sleep and rest up, alright? So I lay down on the sheets, it's white sheets. I'm skeptical about the sheets, like, I'm scared about Rona. But apparently Rona must be allergic to Haiti because it looked like Rona ain't touched the island, honestly. Like, yeah, it's a whole different world out there. I go out back. I ended up falling asleep. I took a nap. I have my phone with me, but I don't have service. I'm in a whole different country. Like, I don't have service. I take a nap. I wake up, and I realize, 2 hours passed by. This doctor has never, like, come here. This doctor never showed up. Nobody's come to talk to me, nothing. So I go out front and I go out front to the door, and the door was closed. So I'm just like, I knock, and they're like, who is it? And I say, it's me, it's Johnny. And they're like, oh, okay. And I just ask, where's the doctor? Is the doctor coming? And they tell me, yeah, the doctor's coming. I'm like, okay, yeah, that's reassuring. I go sit down in the waiting area because I didn't want to lay down anymore. I was like, I'm really not trying to be locked inside of there again. That made me feel very uncomfortable and very uneasy. So I'm just chilling. Like, literally, I'm chilling in there. Hours are passing by, guys. And even though hours are passing by, still, the time was going by so slowly. And I had a book with me, and if I didn't have that book, I'd be so bored. I already can't even use my phone and shit. So I'm starting to get frustrated. So I told them, you know what? I don't even want to see the doctor anymore. Call my uncle and tell him to come get me because what's the fucking point of me staying here? I've been here for over like 4 hours. This doctor is never here. This doctor should have been here by now. Like, you cannot be a doctor. You know you have a patient. You know you have an appointment, and you don't show up. Like, what the fuck? You work at a hospital. Like, be professional, dude. Like, damn. Be a professional asshole. Don't be dusty. So they're just like, oh, you know, you're being rude. Of course, the way I was talking to them, I can attest to that. Hell yeah, I was being rude. I was, cause I consider myself a pretty patient person with some things. Like, I feel like I'm patient with people and shit. I have to say with some things because I think about all the times that the divine and spirit guides are always telling me to be patient. So, I was like, you know what, whatever, time passes, cool. Then they tell me you can go out back to go ahead and eat some food, okay. I was like, I'm straight, I don't want to eat food. Like, I really didn't want to eat food by these people. I was just upset. I don't even know them. Like, you're trying to feed me. You don't eat from just anybody. Like, that's the number one rule your mama tells you to do. Like, you don't eat at just anybody's house. Anyways, some time passes, and they have this like security guard who had been sitting across from me the entire time, and so he was just saying, you know, like, he was trying to talk to me after like all these shenanigans and me saying I don't want to see Walker anymore, that I just want to go home, and that they need to call my uncle, and that them saying that they can't call my uncle for me, which I was like, okay. In my mind, I'm like, something's not right. So while everybody was, we'll get back to the man sitting across from me, while everybody was like gone, I don't know where they went, I looked on the nurse's desk and I see the paper. It's in French, but my Creole and it's like, it's decent enough to where I could have read it. I look at it and it says I'm a patient. I was like, bitch, I'm not no motherfucking patient. I ain't fucking signed up to be like put in a mental hospital. Like, I signed up to go see a doctor. That's, in my mind, that's what I'm thinking is going to happen. So this man starts getting impatient with me. He starts telling me, why don't you just go in the back, you know, and rest up, rest your eyes, take a nap. I'm just like, I don't want to go back there, because in my mind I'm like, I didn't like the way that door is closed. I don't like the fact that I'm going to be locked up back there. Like, I don't want y'all trying to lock me up. Of course, I didn't reiterate that to him. It's just what I'm thinking. I'm just like, no, I'm cool. I'm just going to stay right here and wait for my uncle. Literally 3 o'clock, 4 o'clock. Damn, we about to hit 5 o'clock. Sun is starting to step now. Like, we hitting golden hours. All right. I'm just like, damn, like, how long does this man's job, like, work take? Like, he should have been here by now. So, like, the security was like, si vous pas entendre pour compte, na faut entendre à la force. And I'm paraphrasing. He says, if you don't want to come inside by yourself, then you're gonna be forced to go inside. So I'm just like, I know you're not talking to me. So I just ignore him, cause like, who finna force me? Who gonna check me? Okay, like, I'm like, nah, ain't nobody finna do a fuck thing. Like, so after a while, some time passes. I'm standing up and I'm just, you know, looking out the window. They're trying to like get me to sit down, pretty much just trying to coerce me. This man puts his hand on me, and I'm just like, he touched me, and I said, I was just like, then I said, pas faut toucher. You should, I cussed. I said, don't fucking touch me. And we looked at each other, and this man goes to and touch me again. Like, he literally grabs me by the arm, this arm, and grabs me by the arm and is trying to pull me. And so I grab, now, I'm just like, all right, you know what? From the first time he touched me, I was like, if this man touches you again, you're gonna have to swing on this man. Like, I've clearly stated my terms, I've stated my guidelines, I've stated my boundaries, and you're surpassing my boundaries. You're not listening to me. So he grabs me again. I swing on this man, like, I hit him palm open. Da! Man, shit start going off. Now me and him is sitting there, we struggling, like, really, like, tussling and shit. We make it out of the waiting room, the waiting area, because that's where I was at. Shimmy our way and our wrestle tussle inside the nurse's area. Now, this nurse, and still to this day, I'm on God, if I ever see that lady in the streets, it's gonna be me and her. And I know I'm supposed to be like light and spiritual or whatever. But let somebody chime in, okay? These hands, ready to eat for everybody, okay? If I ever see that lady in the streets, it's gonna be me and her. Cause all she could say was, "Passa bem fora, passa bem quando eu caio, que te linda na lanche, linda na casa, oi, pa festa." Like not even trying to sit there and stop it. She's just instigating it. Oh, put telephone now. Put telephone now. Because I have my phone. She's like, oh, go ahead and take her phone. Don't let her break her glasses. Pretty much, don't hurt her to where, like her family could notice. Is what they're saying at this moment. And I'm just like, yo, is this bitch serious? Like, you have authority over these niggas. And instead of you backing them off and saying, yo, don't touch her, all you can say is like, oh, where's her phone? Where's her glasses? Don't let her break her glasses. Don't let her get bruised up to where they can see it. Like, while I'm in there, I kick this man in the balls. Because I'm like, Donnie, you're not going to make this easy on anybody. You're not going to go inside there willingly like that. I kick him in the balls. They get a second security guard. Now I'm fighting two people at the same time. Like, I'm just like, bitch, even if they do get you inside, because we know damn well we can't handle one, but two at the same time, bitch. I'm gonna have to put my hands up on that one. The fact that they're going to subdue me faster, easier, is literally all the strength of God and my rage combined, because ain't no way. I'm small as fuck. I kicked this man in the balls too. I was like, y'all niggas gonna be crippled, okay? Like, children, you can forget about your kids. Fuck that. Sex, you can forget about sex, okay? So now they got me pinned on the floor. My hands are behind my back. They twisted my arm up so bad, I was not able to scratch the back of my, like my back with this hand for like a good couple of days. I honestly thought it was sprained because it just hurt so bad. They have me on the ground. Then they try to pick me up to bring me inside, and like my hands are holding onto the sides of the door to try to make sure I don't go. Then finally we make it inside to where they have, all of the patients. And really honestly, don't think, when I say mental hospital, please do not think mental hospitals here. Think jail. And I'm not talking about sliding door jail cells. Think bars. Think that, because that's what it was. That was the reality. They finally get that gate open. They get me inside. They have me on the floor. They pick me up, exposing my ass to the male patients. And I'm pretty sure they was looking down my pants too. But of course, like, I wasn't focused on that. I'm just trying to struggle and make sure, like, it's not easy. When they finally get upstairs, they open a cell and they throw me inside. They really throw me inside. My head hits against the wall as I slide down the floor. And that's when, like, I started to have a panic attack. I think it was like maybe like my very first panic attack, because I was just breathing real heavy, and it felt like I couldn't breathe anymore, like the air was about to cut off or something. Then the whole time after they throw me in there, now I'm just trying to working and breathing, I'm working on taking deep breath and being calm, because I don't want to give them that satisfaction that they're gonna make me cry, make me upset, or anything like that. Cause I just gotta be a tough bitch. Like, that's my whole. I just gotta be a tough bitch. I was like, I'm not gonna give these heifers a satisfaction, make them think that they did something. So I was like, I'm not gonna cry. Like, I tried so hard not to cry, but baby, I cried, okay? Cause I didn't know what was going on. I really didn't. No one knows where I am. You know what I mean? Like, my friends know that I'm in Haiti, but they don't know I'm in a mental hospital. So as I'm inside the cell, I'm just holding on to, you know, the hope and the words of my uncle saying that he was gonna go ahead and come back for me. Literally, the sun sets and my uncle never shows up, and I'm like in my cell. There's like a huge window, and I'm just looking at the sky, and I'm just talking to God, and I'm asking God, you know, like, what did I do to deserve this? Like, why am I in this situation? Why aren't you saving me? Pretty much. You know, like, why would you allow for this to happen? Fuck. Y'all, I don't want to cry. This is my second time making this video, and the very first one, I cried so much in it. I was just like, alright, bitch. We're not a movie star, we're ugly criers, we're not posting this video. So, I'm in there, I'm just talking to God, I'm just trying to figure out, like, why am I in this predicament? And why did this happen to me? What did I do to deserve this? Why would you allow for me to even be born? If this is like the amount of suffering that I would be, you know, encountering in my life. 'Cause, damn, for being 21 years old, I'm damn near 50. And God, the skies had never been so silent. I didn't see a cloud. I didn't see a shooting star. I didn't see a plane. I didn't see anything. It felt like God wasn't there. Like God wasn't listening to me. I felt so alone, and I was so scared. They came back and they put like a little cot, a mattress, like on the floor for me. No sheets, no pillow, nothing, and it smelled completely of pee. I had niggas walk by my cell door, just, you know, like, they had English speakers, like, and I almost said inmates, the patients, you had English speakers. One dude was walking by, he was like, wow, I'm going to fuck you, and I really thought I was gonna get raped out there in that fucking hospital, because these niggas was, some of the shit I've been seeing inside there is just ridiculous. Like, it was just, yeah. The mosquitoes that night tore my ass the fuck up. I slept on the floor that night because the mattress smelled like pee. I put the mattress up against the cell door so that way, like, the niggas would stop coming and just staring at me as if I'm some sort of zoo attraction. Like, I spent the night, I was just, all I could think about, I just wanted to get through the night. And, you know, like, I wanted to get through the night and just, you know, like, be the next day already. I wanted the day to be over. And I ended up falling asleep. I took a nap. I woke up and there was a guy passing by, and I had asked him, you know, like, the time. Bro, only like 9 p.m. I was just like, fuck. Damn. I really want this day to be over. But before all of that, when I was in the cell, before they even got the cot in there, I had my face mask around my neck, and I was so determined to end my life inside that hospital. I really didn't want to live anymore because I had never felt so, I just never felt so alone, so scared. I didn't even feel betrayed yet because I didn't even know that, you know, I didn't even really know that. Actually, yes, I did. I was very hurt with my family. Very hurt with my family. Because it's just like, what did I do to deserve this? You know, for you to really send me out here and be in the middle of a whole pandemic. I felt like you know, they put my life at risk. Like, they didn't really give a fuck. They didn't care. And I just, honestly, I really wanted to kill myself. Because I just didn't want to live anymore. It's just so tired of living such a miserable life. So I got the face mask. It was one of the reusable ones, and I tied it around my neck, and I just kept squeezing it and turning it and squeezing it until like I could pass out. The most it did is just like cut my air supply, but it's like I couldn't do it. And because I couldn't do it, I just thought about the next thing, you know, like there were stairs that we climbed up on so that we could get up to the second floor where I was at. And I was like, you know what, just throw your body down the stairs. Like, the fuck, bitch, just roll. Do. I'm sorry, but that didn't was funny right there, because I'm out here talking about throwing and rolling my body down the stairs. I'm over here talking about some doo-doo. But no, doo-doo. And yeah, that's what I was thinking about. This guy named Maxwell, he's still in there. He pretty much like talked to me the night and reassured my mind and helped me, you know, give me a gist of what was gonna happen. He said, you know, like, you know, you're gonna see the doctor and whatnot, but he's not here on a regular basis, so don't get your hopes up. You know, the people are always gonna tell you it's almost time for you to go home, but you know, like, they're just trying to like coerce you so that way you could remain cordial and civil and not cause trouble or whatever. And he was just, you know, pretty much like reassuring me and reassuring my mind. And I'm really grateful to Maxwell because, you know, like, imagine being a young person. You're in a whole country. Yes, it's your home, but you haven't been there in so long. You're a tourist. No one knows where you are. You're locked in a jail cell, where you've got like two people putting their hands on you. Like, your family member that was gonna come back for you never showed up. Like, this is some scary ass shit. So he reassures me, makes sure everything okay. After that, all good. Ended up falling asleep, woke up, bruh. Swear to God, only an hour went by. It was 10. While I was in there though, I had a dream. I felt like my spirit had shown me a past memory or a past life of when I was a male. And at the end of the dream, you know, like, it showed me being part of like a revolt. Not a slave revolt, because I strongly felt that I was a native. But it was a revolt, and me and my group were just hacking away at these guys with axes, and I was the one doing it. And then suddenly I was in the middle of me going at it, killing these people. I was just like, I don't want to do this anymore. Like, I don't want to keep killing. But then, like, across the lake, because we were by a lake, this person was shooting arrows at us, and I was trying to like go in the lake so I could hide and like hold a bamboo in my mouth so I could breathe while being under the water and shit. But it's like the water didn't want to hide me. The water wasn't even water. It was like it was filled with tar, and and then the last little bit, I just kept saying in the dream, I want to live, I want to live. And then when I woke up, I said, I want to live. And I think, you know, like, my spirit was just showing me, like, no, Donnie, I don't want to die yet. Like, I guess my spirit was just trying to tell me, like, you know, it's for a season, it's for a time. But I don't want to die yet. I don't want to go just yet. There's stuff things I want to do. I want to travel. I want to have children. Like, I'm like, yeah, I wanna, like, and I just said, I want to live. I repeated those words, and then I was like, no, like, you can't live. Girl, you don't want to live. Like, why would you want to live in this misery? You don't even know when you're gonna be able to go back home. Let alone, first off, forget home. You don't know when you're gonna get out of the hospital. Let alone come back to the U.S. in general. So yeah, I pray to God take my life. I ask God, like when I take this nap, do nigga, like I wanna see you when I open my eyes. You feel me? Like I literally told God, for the sake of our relationship, our friendship, I do believe that God and I, we have a strong bond. Just let me go peacefully. I didn't want to take serious this. But yeah, this is where I'm gonna stop the story now. I was inside the hospital for like 2 weeks. So there's a shit ton of like shit that happened. And it only turned out like my stay in there was only that short because they literally had no reason to hold me. I'm not crazy. I don't. Yes, I do talk to myself, but it's like, when they say talk to yourself, we all know like what they mean. Cause bitch, I don't care what anybody has to say. Like, if you want to talk to yourself, like, I be having the best conversation with myself. I make myself laugh, okay? Like, I am my therapist, my own comedian, bitch, my hairdresser, like, yes, we talk to ourselves all day, every day in this little section. But yeah, that's why I'm gonna end the story for now. Just that I woke up from my nap. It was like 10. I tried to escape again, y'all. Sure did. I tried to pretend that I got my period so that way they could let me use the bathroom downstairs, so I could just go ahead and make a run and a break for it, and I could jump the gate. But it was like a new security that night. They apparently, you have 2 securities during the day and 1 at night. That man was just, alright. That man didn't give a fuck. Didn't give 2 fucks. And then I even tried to pretend like I had a stomach ulcer. Told this man to call an ambulance for me. Nigga never called shit. And they had the audacity to tell me that he... Listen, I got stories for days when it comes to this, but I'm gonna end it right here because it's already 37 minutes long. I'm gonna see y'all next time. Please like, share, comment, and subscribe. We all know what's up. We all know what's good. This really wasn't that funny of a story time, but I just wanted to share my experience. So peace out, dude. I'll see y'all in the next one.